So this is the video a lot of you have been waiting for. Bobby's now ready to go to a home. He's looking for his forever home. Now, come on, Bobby. Before you all go rushing to the North Clwyd Animal website, looking to fill in his application form for him, it's just a little talk about what I'm looking for in a home for him. I want him to go to the best home. Ideally, he needs to go to a home where he's going to get a lot of contact with people. He's been neglected enough in his life. So if you work long hours and you're out of the house a lot of the time, he's not going to be the dog for you. He's okay being left for a couple of hours because life happens, but ideally on a lot of contact time with the family. Walks are important too. I don't want him to go to a house where he's just going to walk on the block half an hour every morning. Come on, buddy. I know. He loves his walks and he loves exploring. So taking him to different places, different areas, new experiences, it's really important. He's not the finished article, so he needs a lot more socialization, a lot more education. And that just means going out and about, taking him everywhere. And everywhere I've taken him, he's been great and he's loved it. So this should definitely continue. In regards to him not being a finished article, he also needs a lot more physio. And Tara, from Vet Physio, she's agreed to continue working with him after he's been adopted. And Caroline at the Hydrotherapy Centre in Mockdra, she's willing to continue his work as well. Dogs are an important one. I'd love him to go with dogs and live with dogs. Because if you've seen the photos and the videos, he's had an amazing time with Daisy and Nala, my two dogs. The main worry I've got is he's a really bad follower. He'll just copy what other dogs do. So with Daisy and Nala, it's not too bad. They're good influences. So when he copies them, he's copying good behaviours. But when he spends time with dogs who are a little bit more excitable, a little bit more nervous, barky, pully, whatever, he just copies times 10. He hasn't got his own confidence, so he gets it from others. So if your dog does jump all over guests, does pull on lead, does bark at traffic or bark to the window or any of these slightly annoying behaviours, he'll be a nightmare. He'll just copy times 10. Then your other dog will either get spooked or will back him up. And I got two dogs going ballistic at the door. Also, play fighting. He's getting much better at play fighting. He's still not brilliant at it. And luckily, Daisy and Nala are very tolerant. But he is like a bulldozer, basically. He will go ploughing in with his head. He does get loud, does get noisy, he does get quite growly. They love it, but other dogs might be unsure by that. So that's something else we definitely have to check out before we consider maybe homing him with another dog. He'd benefit massively from going with a great dog. So if you've got a really socially acceptable dog who's got good social skills, good play skills, he'd love that and he'd benefit massively from it. But if your dog isn't so good, might not be a good mix. No, it's just buddy. Good boy. In regards to Bobby's walking and exercise, yes, he can do a good 45 minutes now. But one thing to consider is his paw pads aren't very strong yet. They're still soft. Which means if he walks for a long time on hard surfaces, it's going to start hurting him. So 45-minute road walk is too much for him at the moment, until those pads roughen up. So you have to think about how you exercise him. Grass, soft grounds, even this sort of path's okay, much more forgiving for his feet. But for the next several months, we really have to monitor how those pads go. So essentially, if you want an easygoing, fun-loving dog who's still willing to learn and still willing to progress and needs the help and guidance that you're willing to give, consider taking Bobby. He will be an amazing dog when he's all fixed and sorted. He's a brilliant dog now. His potential is fantastic. He just needs that family to help him get there. If you've got a brilliant dog to help, even better. Good boy. As you can see, he's just a great dog to have around. One more thing to consider is, Bobby's a little bit famous. To the point where Dr. Scott Miller, the TV vet, was very keen on his story and he really wants to know how he's going to play out, how his adoption's going to go. And he might well want to do a follow-up story on him. So if you do take on Bobby, you might have to do some TV work. So just bear that in mind.